live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and our future. If you were with us yesterday at lunch, you watched the Milwaukee Brewers tighten up an already tick-tock tight American League East race as they pound the Baltimore Orioles 12-1. Don Money got the Brewers on the board first, his 14th of the year, and now is hitting on a 16-game hitting streak. In the second, Robin Yount, a solo shot, his 13th of the year, 2-0 Milwaukee. In the fourth, Yount, a two-run single to make it 4-0. He also would make a huge double play in the process of the game and win the MVP. That would come in the fifth as Baltimore had 3 hits and couldn't score a run. In the seventh, the Orioles finally broke through with the bases loaded off of Andy Replogo. Doug DeCinces walked home Rick Dempsey to make it 4-1, but that was all the incentive the Brewers need. They scored 6 in the seventh, sending 11 men to the plate. Buck Martinez, a 2 RBI double to make it 6-1. Don Money, an RBI single to score Martinez 7-1. Then Larry Heisel sent one at a still, orbiting around the cow fields of Wisconsin to the edge of the bleachers all the way in left center field, 10-1. In the eighth, they just kept pouring it on. Sal Bando, a single to score Paul Molitor. Lescano with a walk with the bases loaded to score Don Money. Milwaukee 12, Baltimore 1. But, as is it often the case, that's just one night. The rematch is next. As Retro Sports Network presents... Where's my mouse go? Yes, where my mouse went. Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Today, September 5th, 14th, 1978, the Baltimore Orioles and the Milwaukee Brewers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Scotty McGregor for the Orioles and Mike Caldwell for the Brewers on a warm and cloudy night in Milwaukee. And hi, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for a Tuesday at lunch. And you saw what happened yesterday. The Brewers just pounded the absolute daylights out of the Baltimore Orioles. But now, next day, new sunrise, new everything. The Orioles just trying to keep things just between them and the Yankees. The good news for Baltimore is the Yankees lost to the Red Sox in New York. And so the lead is still half a game. I meant to show that to you in the open. That was quite clever, Ron. And Milwaukee is now 4.5 back. They will go with Mike Caldwell looking for win number 17 today. And Scotty McGregor on the hill for Baltimore. Baltimore, as if you watched our preview video over the weekend, pretty much a bunch of 1s and 2s and 1As. There's just really no drop-off in the starting rotation. Bullpen's another story, but Milwaukee's isn't very good either. So let's show you really quick the standings in the American League East. And so with last night's big win by the Brewers, the Orioles' magic number is 18. The Yankees could not take advantage, so they're still half a game out. And the Brewers have cut the Orioles' lead to 4.5. So you never know what's going to happen here on the replay. So as Mike Caldwell... Prime Video ad for DJ John. How are you? Mr. Caldwell or Mr. Warmth, 16-10 on the year, a 2.36 ERA. This is start number 31. He'll have 3 more down the stretch for Milwaukee as they try to make this a race. Against the Orioles, he's gone once. 7 in the third inning, 7 hits. 3 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1 and no decision. He is a fastball pitcher, 85, and a ground ball plus pitcher. His last start came against the Twins on the 9th. So 5 nights ago, in a loss, 8 innings, 12 hits. A tough loss because he only gave up 2 runs. They were both earned. He struck out 3, and he hasn't walked a batter since August 20th. So over his last 4 starts, 255 innings, 251 hits, 7 homers, 76 runs, 67 earned. He walked 42 and struck out 113. He can go 135 pitches. And if they play their cards right, that's a CG, and that's exactly what the Brewers need. Here's a lineup he'll face. The lefty, Kiko Garcia, leads off at short. Kiko is a righty. Rich Dower back in the 2-hole will bat second and play second. Kenny Singleton in right field will go third. Eddie Murray in first will clean up. Lee May, the DH, will bat fifth. Doug DeCinces will hit sixth and play third. Gary Renicky is in left. That's not a name we've seen an awful lot of. He'll bat seventh. Lopez in center will bat eighth, and Rick Dempsey behind the plate will bat ninth. Larry Heisel is in left field defensively for the Brewers. He's a 6 and a 4. Gorman Thomas is a 7 and a 4 in center. Sixto Lescano, a 9 and an 8 in right. Sal Bando, a 6 at third. Robin Yount, an 8 at short. Don Money instead of Paul Molitor will play second. Don is a 6. Cecil Cooper back in the lineup today. He's a 9 at first. And Charlie Moore is a 5 and a 6 behind the plate. So Garcia steps in at 252. No homers, 4 triples, and 16 RBI. And this game starts with a ground ball to Yount by the bag at second over to Cooper, 1 out. So, John, hope you're doing well. Here's Dower, 246, 3 homers, and 37 RBI. Threatening skies here in Milwaukee, 70 degrees and no breeze. So Bernie Brewer has got his overcoat on in case he's got to slide in to his mug of beer. Pitch to Dower is a ground ball to Yount. Second verse, same as the first, 2 out. For Kenny Singleton, Kenny having a good year, 282, 23 homers, and 63 RBI. Game number 146 for Baltimore and 147 for Milwaukee. So this is really brass tacks time for both teams. Pitch to Singleton is a fly ball to center. Thomas has it for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Baltimore nothing. Here comes Milwaukee. And so the lefty Scotty McGregor on the hill for Baltimore, his 30th start of the year. He'll have 2 more after this. John working with his headphones on. Okay, we'll do what we can. Scott is 14 and 12 and an ERA of 3.48. Third start down the stretch, he's 1 and 1 with a 1.50 ERA. McGregor has faced Milwaukee 4 times. So this is his 5th start. 31 and 2/3 innings, 38 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 13. He is 2 and 1 against the Brewers with a 3.98 ERA. Got a win his last time out, the 9th against Toronto. Went the distance, 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. So in 227 and 2/3 innings, he's allowed 223 hits, 93 runs, 88 earned, 20 homers allowed. He has walked 46 and struck out 100. So a fly ball pitcher at 85, and his specialty pitch is the fastball. The lineup he'll face, Robin Yount leads off at short. Don Money will bat second and play second. Sal Bando will hit third and play third. Larry Heisel, who hit that monster home run to the edge of County Stadium, will clean up in left field. Cecil Cooper back in the lineup today, even though it's a lefty. He'll bat fifth and play first. Sixto Lezcano in right will bat sixth. Ben Ogilvy is your DH today. He'll go seventh. Gorman Thomas in center will bat eighth, and Charlie Moore behind the plate will bat ninth, and Caldwell threw 14 pitches in the first. Gary Renicky is a 5 and a 3 in left for the Birdies. Carlos Lopez a 5 and an 8 in center. Kenny Singleton a 6 and a 7 in right. Doug DeCinces is 7 at third. Kiko Garcia a 4 at short. Rich Dower is a 6 at second. Eddie Murray a 6 at first, and Rick Dempsey a 5 and a 7 behind the plate. McGregor is an 8 range and a fielding percentage of .961. They're not playing for a bunt, and we're not gonna with Robert Yount, who's hitting .284, 13 homers, and 51 RBI. McGregor deals, and there's a slow chopper to Murray, takes it to the bag himself, and that's how this one starts, one away. Brings up Don Money, who has a 16-game hitting streak, .288, 14 homers, hit the solo shot in the first yesterday, and has driven in 64. This time around, ground ball, left side, and the hitting streak goes to 17 as Money reaches on a single in the hole and left. So that brings up Sal Bando, bad airbrush photo and all, .285, 8 homers, and 55 RBI. Nope, trying to keep things slow here in the beginning part of the game. Lots of stuff to go through. So Money will take a lead off at first. It won't steal him yet. Bando with 8 homers on the year. Ground ball to third. DeCinces to Dower for 1. Over to Murray. And that should be, and it is 2. So the Brewers get a hit and don't leave anybody on as the Orioles go 5-4-3. After 1, no score. So Murray at .287, 24 homers and 96 RBI for the presumptive American League Rookie of the Year. May and DeCinces to follow here in the second. Caldwell's pitch. Murray flares that one into left field in front of High Sell, and that's the first hit for Baltimore. So it brings up May at .242, 25 homers, and 85 RBI. Red Sox and Yankees tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Pitch to May. Struck him out. Caldwell doesn't get many of those, but he got May to chase an 84-mile-an-hour fastball swinging. So 1 out for DeCinces at .246. 21 homers and 75 RBI. Nope. Still showing me with 4 viewers and the clock running, so John forgot to put his tinfoil around his phone again. Pitch to DeCinces, strike. Murray was going to go. Couldn't get the lead, and the count is a ball and no balls and a strike. Caldwell just kind of looks over. Works to the plate. DeCinces up the middle, a base hit. Thomas will pick it up on a hop. Murray will hold it second, and the Orioles have 2 on and 1 out for Gary Renicky. Great picture of Gary there. He doesn't look like that he's eaten any broken glass at all. .294 for Gary, 2 homers and 10 RBI. Pitched from Caldwell is a ground ball to Yount. Money for 1 over to Cooper, and that it should be, and is 2. So another double play, and the Orioles go down. No runs, 2 hits. They don't strand anybody, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Baltimore nothing, Milwaukee nothing. So here's High Sell. Larry followed by Cooper and Lezcano here in the bottom of the second. High Sell at .287, 42 homers and 98 RBI. And if it wasn't for what Jim Rice is doing up at Fenway, High Sell and Craig Dennels of the Yankees would be battling for the MVP. McGregor's pitch. Line drive, left field. Renicky will flare it. And there's one out. Brings up Cecil Cooper. 284, 8 homers, and 40 RBI. Actually, it's lefties at a 333 clip. But George Bamberger did not have him in the lineup yesterday as the Brewers went with 9 righties. Pitch to Cooper. There's a ground ball to third. DeCinces across the way to Murray. 2 out. And considering Milwaukee put a 12 spot on Baltimore, I'd say it worked. Here's Lezcano, 6-0 at 259. 16 homers and 60 RBI. McGregor. Rocks and deals. Ground ball right side past Dower for a base hit. So the second hit for the Brew Crew. And now bring up Ogilvy, who's on a 7-game hitting streak. Benton has not hit lefties very well. A 222 batting average. 267 on the year, 14 homers and 48 RBI. And he is currently sitting on a 7-game hitting streak. 2 out, bottom of the second. No score between the Orioles and the Brewers. Throw to first. Lezcano is out. McGregor picked him off. Lezcano got caught napping, and he hears about it from George Bamberger on the way back to the dugout. No runs, a hit, no errors. Brewers don't strand anybody. We go to the third. Baltimore and Milwaukee are scoreless in Wisconsin. And so we'll show this again. Here's the American League East standings at the moment. The Orioles at 84 and 61 with a magic number of 18. Because the Yankees lost last night, it dropped one more. The Yankees remain half a game back at 83 and 61. And the Brewers, who may be clinging on to some hopes, but they're still there. They're now 80 and 66, 4.5 back of the Orioles. In the West, the Rangers and Royals both won last night, so the Rangers will have a winning year in Texas, 82 and 61, and their magic number is 15. The Royals, 78 and 66, they win last night and remain 4.5 back. The Twins did not play, so they are 76 and 69. They remain 6.5 behind the Rangers. Looking at the National League, Phillies and Pirates both win. Phillies at 87 and 58. Best record in baseball now with a .600 winning percentage, and their magic number is 13. The Pirates just need to whittle a couple of those off the Phillies by the last weekend of the season, because the last 4 are between the Pirates and the Phillies in Pittsburgh. But anyway, they're 82 and 63. And in the West, the Dodgers' magic number is 12. They won last night. They are 84 and 62, while the Reds are 78 and 67. And this really isn't much of a race. It is the biggest margin of the 4 divisions at 5.5. So Carlos Lopez steps to the plate to start the third. Carlos at 215, 5 homers and 12 RBI. Caldwell on 26 pitches through 2. Starts the third with a ground ball to third. Bando to Cooper, 1 out. Dempsey at 208, 7 homers and 41 RBI. So Red Sox and Yankees prime time tomorrow night. Yankees need to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, the other side of that coin, the Dodgers look pretty certain to win the West. And I still like Texas's chances. Pitch to Dempsey. There's a ground ball, base hit left side. And so that's the third hit for the Orioles. And there's one out for Garcia, who's 0 for 1. So Caldwell, his first 9 batters, in a not so neat and tidy 39 pitches. 21 or 2 1/3 innings. 21 innings. Oh, that would be pretty efficient. 3 hits and a strikeout. Pitch to Garcia is a line drive to out. 2 out. So Robin continues to play excellent baseball when it matters the most. Here's Dower. Rich is 0 for 1. Caldwell from the stretch. There's a ground ball to Money. He'll flip it over to Cooper from the bag, and that will retire the side. So the Orioles leave another runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the third, no score. So Ben Ogilvie returns to the plate. He was at the plate when Lescano got caught trying to take a nap off of first. Now, I'm tired today too, but you always keep your eyes out for a live baseball. You never know what's going to hit you. Ogilvie at 267, 14 homers and 48 RBI. Mr. Mao, how are you? Happy September 1st to you too. What are we eating at the ballpark today? I had tomato soup and pretzels. Pitch to Ogilvie, struck him out. So he swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball. Got away from Dempsey in the end to reach for Ogilvie for the tag. Here's Gorman Thomas. 292, 36 homers, and 96 RBI. Remember to wrap your phone in foil. Yeah, we haven't dropped, as far as I know. It says excellent streaming quality here. I mean, the broadcaster's questionable, but I'm getting a good throughput. Pitch to Thomas. Line drive, left center. Lopez is there. 2 out for Charlie Moore at 273. 4 homers and 26 RBI. Can you hear me, John? I know you're trying to work and do all that, so don't put yourself in danger. And Moore sends that one off the wall in left center field. And so Charlie's going to end up with a triple because that just rolled all the way to the wall. Lopez got a great big jump, and Moore slid into third. Can't show you the throw, so runner on third and 2 out. Yeah, all the smoke in Cali, not great for your health, and certainly not great for the Wi-Fi, I'm sure. Here's Yount. 0 for 1. A toasted cheese sandwich. We call those grilled cheese here in the Northeast, but yes, I know exactly what you're saying. Some ooey gooey cheese, some buttery bread. But I usually have pretzels with it so I can feed my own face and so the wife doesn't have to. Pitch to Yount is a ground ball to Dower. The run will not score because there was 2 out. Throws to first, Murray there. And so after 3, this game has been everything what yesterday's was not. Good. No runs, a hit, no errors. Brewers leave a runner on after 3, no score. Singleton, Murray, and May here in the 4th. To face Caldwell, Singleton 0 for 1. On YouTube, I did do and post the game between Houston and Georgetown, the John Thompson tribute game. Decent game. I forgot just how much of a defensive beast Akeem Olajuwon was with the Cougars. And I gotta think, pitch to Singleton. There's a fly ball, right center field. Thomas will corral it for the out. You got to think, if Clyde Drexler was still at Houston, that they probably would have beat Georgetown. Nothing against the point guard that replaced him, but I can't believe that Houston didn't win in '83 with Drexler and Olajuwon. Two basketball Hall of Famers. Murray, by the way, singled his first time up. Pitch, and there's a fly ball to left. Heisel in the corner. He'll make the catch, 2 out. So that's up on the tube. Here's Lee May. He struck out his first time up, the lone strikeout victim for Caldwell. 2 out, top the 4th, in a scoreless game in Milwaukee. The date of this game, because you do ask, is September 14th. A night game that we're actually playing on September 1st. Pitch to May. Got away from Moore. He throws down to Cooper with 2 out, and they got him. Captain Carl, how are you, Bobby? No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. So Don Money, whose hitting streak is now at 17, Sal Bando, and Larry Heisel due up to face McGregor in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch to Money is a ground ball to Murray. Takes it to the bag for the out, 1 away. Seeing lots of different shades of red. Mr. Mouse appearing to me in blue. But right, they didn't. They beat NC State. Now, they lost to NC State on the dunk by Wittenberg at the buzzer. But I think if they had had one more year together, they would have beat Georgetown. Doing all right, thanks. Bit tired. Bando grounded into a double play his first time up. Ground ball to short. Garcia to Murray for the out. So 2 out for Heisel. Larry 0 for 1. McGregor deals. To third, DeCinces across the way, and that will retire the side. So, time to find the nail file and start biting those puppies. We got a nail biter. We go to the 5th. No score. So, DeCinces, Renicky, and Lopez here in the 5th. Doug singled his first time up. Ball 4. So, first walk given up by Caldwell, and then I'll bring up Renicky. Gary 0 for 1. Grounded into a double play his first time up. DJ's rooting for the Brewers. Ballpark playing small unless you're a left-handed power hitter. +6 for the batting average for the lefties and righties. -26% for the lefty home runs, but the righties, and there's a lot of them, are +18. Pitch to Renicky. Center field, Thomas will have that one lined up for the out, 1 away. Here's Lopez. Carlos is 0 for 1. Pitch from Caldwell. There's a ground ball left side, a base hit. Yount dove and couldn't get there. Yeah, that came apparent last night, Houston and their free throw shooting. Well, let's be honest. Everybody but Akeem Olajuwon could shoot free throws. Olajuwon was the Shaq of his day on the line. Dempsey 1 for 1. Rick singled. Rick, ground ball to short. Yount, the money for 1. Over to Cooper. Do they turn it? Yes, they do. Would you believe we're halfway home? I would. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the 5th, time for the commercial. No score. That's an interesting idea. I think John asked about a podcast idea of how to sell the hobby to your significant other. I would think that would only matter if your spouse likes sports. My wife could care less. She's happy that I'm doing something, but it's not. And I'll talk to Dave about that. Anyway, here's a summary. Don Money with a single. He's got a 17-game hitting streak. This one's been a pitcher's delight. McGregor, a 3-hitter through 4 with a strikeout. And Caldwell, a 4-hitter through 5 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Everything else is just a bagel. So Cecil Cooper, 0 for 1. It keeps me off the streets, John. And my wife likes it when I'm not roaming the streets, searching for stale bubble gum and pictures of Jim Rice. Pitch to Cooper is a base hit right center field. So Cooper leads off with a single. 4th hit for both teams. Baltimore has left 3 on the Brewers 1. Here's Lescano. Gets caught getting picked off again. That'll be it. Bamberger just not real thrilled with him. McGregor's pitch, and there's a ground ball base hit left side. So Cooper holds at second. And the Brewers have 2 on and nobody out for Ogilvie, who struck out his first time up. Still sitting on a 7-game hitting streak, and that's the 5th hit for Milwaukee. Pitch to Ben is a fly ball to right. Singleton's there. They throw to second, and Cooper went, yeah, okay. So Cooper drifted a little bit much and scampers back to the bag. Gorman Thomas is 0 for 1. Pitch. There's a fly ball to center. Lopez will get it. Cooper will tag with 2 out, and the throw goes in the infield. So runners on the corners and 2 out for Moore, who tripled in the gap in left center his first time up with 2 out and could not score. Outside of Laura Stratt, how many women do you know of that actually play these games? Pitch to Moore is fouled off of Dempsey's mask. So Dempsey will spit out a tooth or 2 and get his bearings back. And the count is 0-1. There was a post recently from a guy in a hospital bed recovering from COVID. I know a couple of our regulars have had COVID. And certainly, just getting your mind off it and being able to drift back to wherever your comfy spot is going to help with your recovery for sure. Pitch to Moore is a ground ball up the middle. Dower takes to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th. It's scoreless in Milwaukee. So Caldwell about to go through the lineup the 3rd time through on a 66-degree night at County Stadium. No wind, and there is a chance of rain at some point. So Caldwell, 18 batters, 70 pitches, 5 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Garcia is 0 for 2. Our dear friend Kurt Berglund has recovered from pneumonia and COVID. Pitch. Got him. So Caldwell got him to swing and miss on a breaking ball on an 0-2. So that's his 3rd strikeout. And that brings up Dower, who was 0 for 2. Pitch to Rich is a ground ball to Yount. Throws it over to Cooper. We're going to be in for another 15-inning special here. Here's Kenny Singleton. He's 0 for 2. Combined, we've had 9 hits. 5 for the Brewers and 4 for the Orioles. Singleton is 0 for 2. Caldwell winds and delivers. Ground ball to 3rd. Bando across the way to Cooper, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And this one is tight. It's the Orioles, zippo. The Brewers, nada. They always say never use the same word twice in a sentence. So Robin Yount will lead off the sixth. They're playing for a bunt. The Sensei and Murray come in on the grass. McGregor threw 18 batters, 64 pitches, 5 innings, 5 hits, and a strikeout. So if you were to say what would a Scotty McGregor outing look like, well, this is it. Pitch to Yount is a ground ball. No, a fair ball. I thought that had rolled foul. Bamberger did too. DeCinces picked it up. He threw it to first for the out. And Bamberger is absolutely livid. He comes out of the dugout. He's talking to Dave Gardner behind the plate. Dave says, I'm watching the hockey playoffs. I don't care. It was a fair ball. The replay is going to show it being completely foul, and the Orioles get a gift. And amazingly enough, if you were in New York City, you could have bought that gift at Bamberger's. Here's money. Don is 1 for 2 with a single. All that set up for one bad joke. Yes, I know. Pitch to Money is a fly ball to left. Renicky in the corner, 2 out. So I'll bring up Bando, who's 0 for 2, and ground it into a double play. Milwaukee wins this one. They're back to 3.5. And we're quickly coming to the point where this is the race. Pitch to Bando is a line drive right center field. That's going to drop in front of Singleton. And that's a hit. And then I'll bring up Larry Heisel, who is 0 for 2. McGregor has given up 20 home runs on the replay. 2 out. No score. Well, you knew the Canadiens would be out. They were lucky to get past Pittsburgh just to make the final field. I'm surprised the Bruins are done so early. But Tampa's a pretty good team. Pitch to Heisel. And that... Oh, wait. Whoa! Dempsey touched the bat. And Heisel is given first on catcher's interference. It was strike 3. Dempsey and McGregor. Here comes Earl. Earl, he's got a head of steam on. Gardner puts the phone away. Gardner says, get back in the dugout. Earl goes out there and breathes some of that Chesterfield lust on him. Gardner says, I'm going to throw you out. Earl says, you don't have the huevos to do it. That wasn't interference. McGregor and Dempsey go there, and Gardner says, I'll just sick the dog on you. And Earl can't get thrown out. Gardner won't throw him out of the game. They're chasing him around. And so finally Earl gives up and goes back to the dugout. Oh, baby, catcher interference. So I'll bring up Cooper. McGregor, doing some gardening on the mound, is digging in. Here's the pitch. Cooper 1 for 2. Ground ball, base hit, right side. Bando will score. Heisel goes to third. Weaver says a whole bunch of words to Gardner. Gardner tells him to stifle, and then I'll bring up Lescano, who's 2 for 2. The Brewers go up 1-0. We'd show you the replay, but it wouldn't tell you much of anything. If he got it, he must have got it on the backswing. But I think McGregor and Weaver's contention is it would have been a strike anyway. It was strike 3. Pitch to Lescano. Got him anyway. How about that? An 0-2 right down Broadway, and Lescano was fooled on it. The error brings home a run on 2 hits. They leave a runner on. We go to the 7th. Milwaukee 1, Baltimore 0. So Earl, sitting on top of the railing. Murray 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. Pitch from Caldwell. Into right center field. Escano goes back to make the catch. 1 out. Earl's face is so red, you could make a cake on it right now. Here's May. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. 2 of the 3 strikeouts by Caldwell. Pitch to Lee. Liner to left. Heisel is there. 2 out. So that'll bring up the Sensei. He has singled and walked. And there's a chopper to short. Yount to Cooper. And Caldwell is keeping the Orioles off the bags. Stretch time. 1-0. I forgot. Made his hair permanent. That was not the most becoming look for Earl Weaver. But yeah, frizzed his hair. We took another look at it while you were listening to the organ, and it was interference. It came almost after, but it doesn't matter. The catcher's mitt made contact with the bat, and holy Ed Armbrister, that is interference. So Earl can be mad all he wants, but Caldwell has held the Orioles to 4 hits through 7. Ogilvy is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Liner to second. Dowers there, 1 out. So Ogilvy probably will not get another chance to get his hitting streak to 8. Yeah, you do the same thing when rolling the dice too. Hit by batter, hit by pitch, and there's a brawl with a possible ejection. Yep. I would love to see in a game that if you hit a batter after you give up a home run, that's automatic ejections. You know, to me in my head, that's you're throwing behind him. Someone showed you up. It would be like Jose Bautista and anybody from the Texas Rangers. Chance of an ejection, of course, there. Here's Thomas. He's 0 for 2. Pitch. Got him. McGregor on an 0-2 right down the middle for strike 3. So that's 3 for Scotty and 2 out for Moore, who had the triple and was left on third. 1-0 Milwaukee. And with a way, as I adjust myself, that Caldwell's pitching, you might not even have to think about the bullpen. Caldwell still has 50-some-odd pitches, and he's got 6 outs to get. Pitch to Moore is a pop-up left side. The Sensei reaches in the stands, but somebody from Green Bay will make that grab. And the count to Charlie is 2-2. Pitch. There's a fly ball to left. Back goes Renicky. It's gone. Down the line, and it's 2-0 Milwaukee. And Earl can't have a beef about that. That ball was fair. So Charlie Moore reels that one in for his 5th of the year. And it's 2-0 Milwaukee. Renicky, he gave chase a long way, but ran out of real estate. And the Brewers are about to make things mighty uncomfortable in the American League East. So McGregor, see, now this would be the situation. If you hit Yount, I'd yank the pitcher. Yount is 0 for 3. McGregor, 103 pitches to 27 batters, 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, the home run to Moore. He didn't walk anybody and has struck out 3 so far. It'll be Renicky, Lopez, and Dempsey to face Caldwell in the 8th. McGregor's pitch. Chopper down to Murray, takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. A huge run on the Charlie Moore solo shot. The lone hit, no errors. We go to the 8th on a Tuesday afternoon, 2-0 Milwaukee. So Renicky, Lopez, and Dempsey. And remember, we'll have the rest of the day in baseball for you after and keep you abreast. As a kid, I loved the word. It will keep you abreast of the action. Yeah, you do that. Pitch to Renicky is a ground ball to Money. Over to Cooper, 1 out. Apparently, we're on some low wattage repeater wherever DJ in the San Francisco area. Here's Lopez, 1 for 2. Got himself a single. Caldwell kicks and deals. Right back to Mike, throws over to first, 2 out. So I guess the finish of the abreast joke is you can take the boy out of being 10, but you can never take the 10-year-old out of the boy. Here's Dempsey. Rick is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Caldwell having a stand and deliver performance here. Needs 4 outs for win number 17. Pitch to Dempsey. Popped up left side, Bando, and somebody from Waukegan, Illinois made that catch. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Gotta look up my suburbs again. 1 and 2 to Dempsey. Little roller down to Yount, and Robin got a bad jump. He had a bad jump. And Dempsey will beat it out. For those of you trying to learn English as a second language, sometimes this is not the broadcast to do that with. So Caldwell, through 27 batters, 7 2/3 innings, 101 pitches. So a walk and 3 strikeouts through there. I didn't like a blanks reel, and it said please. Okay. Anyway, here's Kiko Garcia. He's 0 for 3 in the tying run. Caldwell's pitch. Little chopper to Yount. Flips it to Money, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and the Orioles leave a man on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Milwaukee 2, Baltimore nothing. So Money, 1 for 3. Digs in against McGregor. Baltimore, no runs, 5 hits, and an error. They've left 4 on. The Brewers, 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors, and they've left 5 on. McGregor, line drive to Garcia, 1 out. So Bando, 1 for 3, singled, scored, and grounded into a double play. It'll be the heart of the order for Baltimore in the 9th. Dower, Singleton, and Murray, and if anybody should reach, Lee May. Caldwell, sitting at 104 pitches. So he's got a lot left in the arsenal to go the distance to try to get the shutout. Pitch to Bando. Into right center, back goes Lopez, 2 out. So high sell coming up. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the slide up for the game. So that's what we're doing for you tomorrow. I was supposed to do that after the 6th. Thanks for reminding me, Ron. So that's tomorrow's game. And then our prime time game will go to Mondays, because I have another project that I'm doing next Wednesday. So this Wednesday, tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Note the time, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So if you're on the West Coast, it's 4 p.m. after work. Red Sox and the Yankees from the stadium in New York. So 2 out for high sell, who is 0 for 2. And Larry slaps out one in the left field. for a base hit, 9th hit for the Orioles. And Cooper is 2 for 3. Cecil has 2 singles and an RBI. Heisel has 11 steals on the year. I did not know that. Throw to first. Heisel is back. He's not stealing. Pitch to Cooper. Ground ball, base hit, right side. Heisel will go to third, and there's runners on the corners and 2 out for Lescano, who is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and struck out. So McGregor has now given up 10 hits. Pitch Dempsey after, and McGregor will have a word. Scott deals. Lescano, little looper into Renicky, and he'll make the catch. Had him played perfectly. There was a chance that was going to drop, and Gary just moved in, and that will retire the side. The Brewers 2 hits, and they strand 2. We go to the 9th, 2-0 Milwaukee. ESPN special feature. Okay? So no runs, 5 hits, an error for Baltimore, and they've left 4 on. For the Brewers, 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors, and they've left 7 on. It'll be Dower, Singleton, and Murray, and May should anybody reach. Dower is 0 for 3. Ground ball to short. Yount with a web jam. He got that one on the grass. He had time to stand, plant, and with a perfect throw to Cooper to get him out. But Robin Yount just committed highway robbery on Rich Dower, 1 out. And the Brewers are 2 outs away from being 3.5 out. That's why we do these games, because they mean so much this time of year. Here's Singleton. He's 0 for 3. Got him. 2 out. He swung on and missed a 2-2 fastball. And Eddie Murray is the last chance saloon on a Tuesday. Eddie is 1 for 3. Caldwell throwing a 5-hitter. Winds and deals up the middle, money to Cooper, and the Brewers win. Milwaukee has chopped Baltimore's lead from 5.5 to 3.5. And Mike Caldwell is our MVP, our Digital Dice MVP. He could, look at that pitch count. He could have thrown 156 pitches. My goodness, he was 9 innings to go 17-10, allows 5 hits, no runs. He walked 1 and struck out 4. McGregor, in one of those tough luck things, 8 innings, 10 hits. He falls to 14-13. 2 runs, 1 was earned. The homer to Bohr, he struck out 3. He could have thrown 135. Wow. So, come on. Always gotta love it when the props work. So let's do the rest of the day in baseball. At the moment, the Yankees are in Detroit, not Boston. New York and Baltimore are tied. Milwaukee's 3.5. All right, you ready for the rest of the day? Let's do it. Day game at the Vet, but the Phillies lose to Chicago 4-1. Rick Russell goes to 16-12. Randy Lerch 11-11. Bill Buckner 3 for 4 with a double. San Francisco beats Atlanta 1-0. Ed Halicki with a 4-hitter. He struck out 6. He goes to 11-8. Barry Bonnell 1 for 1 with a double. Jim Bouton goes to 0-2. Pittsburgh cannot take advantage. St. Louis beat them in 15, 7-6. Tom Bruno goes to 2-2. Jerry Rice 5-6. Ted Simmons, his 18th of the year, 2 for 6 with 2 RBI. Pittsburgh stole 6 bases. The Orioles are still in first place by themselves, Michigan man, as the Tigers beat them 2-1. Jim Slayton goes to 11-11. Eddie Figueroa falls to 13-13, and Rusty Staub Forget about Dave Stegman. Rusty Staub, another homer. 27 on the year. He drove in both the runs. He went 1 for 4. New York beat beat Montreal 6-2. Kevin Coble goes to 4-4. Dan Schatzler 10-6. Willie Martinez is 15th of the year. At Cleveland, the Red Sox win 7-0. Jim Wright goes to 7-7. Mike Paxton falls to 13-8. And Jim Rice, 3 for 5 with a triple and 3 RBI. The West, the American League West. Oakland 13, Kansas City 2. 6 homers for the A's. Steve Renko goes to 2-12. Paul Splittorff goes to 15-16. Rico Carty. We'll post this box up right now. Rico Carty. He hits 4 home runs. He goes 5 for 5 and drives in 9 runs. And so if you had Rico Carty in the 4 home run pool, you just won yourself a lot of money. 13-2, as a matter of fact. Wow. Not a good time for Kansas City to be coughing up a hairball. The Rangers don't gain any ground. California 6, Texas 2. Don Asse goes to 13-11. Doc Ellis falls to 8-7. Don Baylor with his 30th of the year. Looking at the highlight thing on the right, which you don't necessarily see, it told me that Oakland had 6 homers, but it didn't mention that Carty had a 4 home run game. Houston 4, the Dodgers 3. Joe Niekro goes to 12-7. Rick Rhoden falls to 8-8. Louis Pujols 2 for 4, his first of the year, home run, and drives in 3. Steve Garvey has 100 RBI for the Dodgers. The Reds gain a game. They beat San Diego 4-2. Bonham with a win, 9-11. Bob Shirley, you just falls to 9-8. And Dave Concepcion, 3 for 4 with his 5th of the year. Last but not least, the Mariners, 4 errors, 16 hits, and they lose in 10 to the White Sox, 10-7. LeGros goes to 5-8. That was a 10-inning game. Shane Raleigh falls to 3-5, and Bob Stinson 4 for 5 with his 7th of the year. All right, so standings as we go into tomorrow night's primetime game, Red Sox and Yankees, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Phillies by 5 over the Pirates. The Dodgers lead is now 4.5 over Cincinnati. Baltimore, it's getting tighter, but the Yankees can't take advantage. Baltimore a half game over the Yankees and 3.5 over Milwaukee. Minnesota didn't play again. They start a weekend series with Milwaukee. Texas by 4.5 over Kansas City. So games of note tomorrow. While we watch Boston and the Yankees, other games to pay attention to. Baltimore and Toronto from Memorial Stadium. Texas hosts Oakland. Philadelphia hosts the Mets. Pittsburgh hosts Montreal. Minnesota and Milwaukee. California and Kansas City. Atlanta and Los Angeles. Oakland and Texas, by the way, a doubleheader. So Texas can do some real damage, especially if California beats Kansas City. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching on a Tuesday afternoon. That's it for me from today. We'll talk to you. Well, we're taping Digital Dice tomorrow at noon. We'll talk to you for baseball tomorrow night at 7 right here on Retro Sports Network. Good night.